What if your dog knows things about you that you haven't even told yourself yet? It sounds impossible, but the science says it's true. Your dog is walking around your home with a set of senses so far beyond ours that they're living in a completely different version of reality than you are. They're picking up signals you can't see, can't hear, and can't smell, and a lot of those signals are coming straight from you. Most owners have no idea just how much their dog is quietly noticing every single day. Some of what you're about to hear is genuinely strange, and the last one might be the reason your dog has been acting a little differently lately, and you never connected the dots. Let's start with the one almost everyone has heard of but completely underestimates. 1. They can smell your emotions. You've probably heard the phrase, dogs can smell fear. Most people think it's just an expression. It's not. It's a documented scientific fact. In 2018, a study published in the journal Animal Cognition by Biagio Daniello and his team did something clever. They collected sweat samples from people while they were watching videos designed to make them either afraid or happy. Then they let dogs smell those samples, with no other cues, no facial expressions, no body language, just the scent. The results were remarkable. When dogs smelled the fear sweat, their heart rates went up. They showed more stress behaviors. They sought out their owners for reassurance and were more wary of strangers. When they smelled the happy sweat, they were calmer, more relaxed, and more willing to approach new people. The dogs were literally catching the emotion through scent. Here's why this is possible. When you feel fear or stress, your brain triggers the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and that chemically changes the makeup of your sweat and even your breath. You can't smell the difference. Your dog absolutely can. They have around 220 million scent receptors. You have about 5 million. So think about what that means in your home. On a day when you're anxious, stressed, scared, your dog knows. Before you've said a word, before you've made a face, they've already smelled it on you. And often, they start feeling it too. 2, they can sense time passing. Does your dog ever appear by the door a few minutes before you get home, like they somehow knew you were coming? Most people just call it instinct and move on. But there's a fascinating theory behind it, and it comes from Alexandra Horowitz, a dog cognition researcher at Barnard College. Her idea is that dogs can, in a sense, smell time. Here's how it works. When you're home, your scent in the house is strong. The moment you leave, that scent begins to slowly fade, hour by hour, in a predictable way. Your dog, with that incredible nose, can detect exactly how faded your scent has become. So over weeks and months of the same routine, your dog learns that when your lingering smell has dropped to a certain specific level, that's the moment you usually walk through the door. They're not watching a clock. They're reading the decay of your scent like a countdown timer. And research from the University of Lincoln backs up the idea that dogs track absence. Their work found that dogs greeted their owners with noticeably more excitement after 2 hours away than after just 30 minutes. They can feel the difference between a short absence and a long one. So your dog isn't just waiting for you. In their own way, they're measuring how long you've been gone, using a sense you don't even have. And if this is already blowing your mind a little, hit like and subscribe. It really helps me get these videos to more dog owners. 3, they can detect illness in your body. This one moves from strange to genuinely astonishing. Your dog may be able to smell sickness inside a human body, sometimes before any doctor or test could catch it. This isn't a feel-good myth. It's one of the most studied abilities in canine science. Trained detection dogs have been able to identify several types of cancer, including bladder, lung, and breast cancer, from samples of breath, urine, or blood. Some studies have reported accuracy rates as high as the 90s. There's also a 2019 study published in Scientific Reports that demonstrated, for the first time, that there is a specific epileptic seizure odor and that dogs could reliably pick it out. And diabetic alert dogs are trained to smell a chemical called isoprene in human breath, which rises when blood sugar drops dangerously low. How is any of this possible? When something goes wrong in the body, diseased cells release volatile organic compounds, tiny scent molecules, that healthy cells don't. We have no idea they're there. To a dog's nose, they can be as obvious as a change in the weather. Now, your untrained family dog is not a medical device, and we have to be honest about that. But there are countless stories of dogs who kept sniffing, nudging, or fixating on one specific spot on their owner's body, and it turned out there was a tumor underneath. Your dog is reading your body chemistry every single day. Sometimes they notice a change before you do. 4. They can sense a storm before it arrives. You're sitting at home. The sky looks completely fine, and suddenly your dog gets restless, pacing, whining, hiding under the bed or pressing into your side. Then 20 minutes later, the thunder rolls in. So how did they know? This isn't a sixth sense. It's just several real senses working far better than ours. First, dogs can hear thunder from much, much farther away than we can, long before it's audible to a human ear. Second, dogs can feel the drop in barometric pressure that comes ahead of a storm. That shift in air pressure is something their bodies register and ours mostly ignore. Third, many scientists believe dogs can detect the buildup of static electricity in the air and even smell the change in the atmosphere, that sharp, distinctive scent that comes with rain and ozone. So while you're sitting there seeing a calm sky, your dog is standing in the middle of an approaching storm they can already hear, feel, and smell. They're not predicting the future. They're just living in a richer version of the present than you are. When your dog gets anxious for no reason, you can see, don't dismiss it. Check the forecast. There's a good chance they're picking up something real that simply hasn't reached your senses yet. 5. They can absorb your long-term stress. We already talked about how dogs smell fear in the moment, but this goes deeper, and honestly, it's the one every owner should take to heart. Your dog may not just be reacting to your stress day to day. They may be slowly absorbing it over months. A study published in Scientific Reports in 2019 by Lena Roth and her team looked at long-term stress in dogs and their owners by measuring cortisol, the stress hormone, in their hair. Hair cortisol shows stress built up over a long period, not just a single bad moment. And what they found was striking. The dog's long-term stress levels were synchronized with their owner's long-term stress levels. When the owner was chronically stressed, the dog tended to be chronically stressed too. The dog was mirroring the human, not the other way around. Think about what that really means. Your dog isn't just your companion. They are, in a quiet biological way, riding the same emotional wave you are. The pressure from your job, your worry, the tension you carry through a hard season of life. Your dog feels the shape of it, picks it up, and carries a version of it with them. They don't know why. They just know that their person, their entire world, isn't okay. And that brings us to the last one, the one that ties all of this together. 6. They can sense when your attention has left them. Here's the one that hits closest to home. Out of everything your dog senses, the emotions, the time, the illness, the storms, the stress, the thing they are most tuned into every single day is your attention. Is it on them or isn't it? Dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to human focus. They read the direction of your eyes. They read whether your body is turned toward them or away. They read your tone, your pace, whether your hands are busy, whether your face is lit by a phone screen. And they have learned with painful accuracy the difference between you're here and you're here, but not really here. Think about the modern evening. You're on the couch. Your dog is right next to you. To you, you're spending time together, but your eyes are on a screen, your mind is somewhere else, and your dog, lying there, senses all of it. The lack of eye contact, the body that never turns toward them, the hand that absent-mindedly pets twice and stops. To your dog, that's not togetherness. That's being in the same room as the most important being in their world and being unable to reach them. And here's where every single thing in this video comes together. Your dog can smell your fear. They can measure your absence. They can detect sickness in your body. They can feel a storm coming. They can carry your stress for months. They are sensing you, constantly, completely, with senses so far beyond ours we can barely imagine it. The least we can do, the very least, is to truly sense them back. So tonight, when your dog settles in next to you, put the phone down for just a few minutes. Turn your body toward them. Look them in the eyes. Let them feel your full attention land on them. Because your dog has been paying complete attention to you their entire life. They have never once stopped. Make sure they can sense that you noticed.